has any answers, Crazy Ray, in a very
You
congested
saw the film
state.
I took right here.
Yeah,
Did you watch it?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It was weird. I think that was one of the things too.
Say it again. I missed what you just said. Say that again.
I filmed like a few months ago one of these things right out back of our house there.
Well, okay.
And I put it on the internet, and a lot of people said I think that's a drone.
So did it have 3 lights? Did it look large?
It did, yeah. It was, and the thing was moving around like in circles as it was going away from us.
Well, let me ask the question. Where's the footage?
I put it on the internet. It's on Facebook.
All right. Okay. So send it to me. Can you send it to me?
I'll try to do that.
All right. Send it to me. Listen, I'm going to take a phone call.
Yeah, it's there. I mean, it definitely was something really strange, and we don't live very far from Fort Drum.
Well, that's a good point. And these sightings down in Jersey are near a military installation as well. Crazy Ray, I got to go because I think I got someone with answers on this. So keep listening, please.
Okay, well, I'll get one shipped to you.
Send it over. Okay, great. That's Crazy Ray.
All right.
It's, yes, it is. It's Dr. Michael Schwartz. How you doing, Mike?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, good. I just got your text. You have answers, or you have something with regards to these sightings.
I have a hypothesis.
Okay.
I just got done taping the Wayne Allen Root show. That'll be airing tonight on Real America's Voice. Did not talk about this. I did another show today. Did not talk about this. We did all this prep work today for my show tonight. We're going to have our intelligence analyst. His name is Adam Dorito. He'll be on the show tonight at 8 o'clock. We air at 7, but we're bringing in him at 8, and we have a whole hypothesis on this. I'll tell you what I think.
Sure.
Now, I'm not just a research doctor, knows somebody about COVID. I'm also, don't forget, a former police officer, and I'm also a private pilot. No way does anybody nefarious fly drones with nav lights, okay? It just doesn't happen. If this was, and I saw Jeff Van Drew today go on TV. We started doing some research. We put a hypothesis together. I think the Congress people are being played as pawns right now. I think they're being played as pawns. I didn't think they expected Jeff Van Drew to go on national TV today and say that there was a mothership off of the coast of the United States.
Incredible.
And scare everybody in New Jersey, because these are flying over my house, Glenn. We saw these 2 nights ago over my house. There were 3 of them. Kelly, as we were getting back from food shop, and Kelly said, aren't those drones? We looked up, and there they are, just hovering, making noise, and we're watching them fly in these patterns. As a pilot, I can tell you when there's planes, I live right next to an airport. I know the airspace very, very well. I think there's something nefarious going on here, but I don't think it's a foreign entity. I think there's money tied to this. I think they are trying to scare the public. I think you are going to see the drones disappear very shortly because it has made the national news cycle, and everybody's talking about this.
Right.
I think this is tied to a bill. I have some information tonight we're going to talk about on my show, 2 Mics Live, about some specific company names that are going for government contracts that have to do with this type of technology. And I think they are trying to push through a bill by getting the American public to be fearful. That's how they did it during COVID. The government's been known to do that. And I hate to use that narrative, but you look at COVID, it was fear factor that pushed them into vaccines that didn't work, that you didn't need to make money. I think that's at play right now, and I think the Congress people who are scared because they don't know what's going on are coming out and talking in public and making this thing a national headline, which is exactly what they want.
Now, this congressman, what was his name again? He's got to be from Jersey.
Jeff Van Drew is from New Jersey. I have footage of Chris Smith talking about this. He's my congressman. And Jeff Van Drew famously was the Democrat who was going to lose his job, who then came over to the Republican side during the first Trump term, and now he's a Republican. He's from South Jersey. He went on national television today on Fox News with Harris Faulkner and said there is a mothership off the coast of the United States, and that this was Iranian technology, and said on national television that they should be shot down. Then the Department of Defense quickly had a press conference, if you didn't see it, and said, no, the congressman's wrong. He doesn't have specific information. Please do not shoot these drones down. I mean, it's incredible to see the chaos between the public, the media, and even Congress, because they have no idea what's going on. But I'm telling you, if this was Iran, they would be flying dark right now. They're not going to use nav lights to fly around New Jersey.
But that's an interesting thing, because from what I heard, people see them, and as soon as you see them, their lights go out. Was that the case when you saw them, Mike?
Let me tell you something about flying. And as a pilot, I've been flying for 21 years. when you are flying at night, you are trained to look off to the side. You have in your eyes, you have rods and cones. This happens if you go outside and you look at a star.
Right.
It will disappear because in the center of your eye, you're not going to pick up that light. If you look off to the side, you'll pick it up. So the phenomenon that I keep hearing about, where people, when they go to look at it and it disappears, that's normal, and you're trained as a pilot to understand that. If you see a bright light or an object, now if it's very bright and it's close up, you're not going to lose it. But if it's distant and you're staring at a star, everybody knows this. If you go outside and you pick a star and you look directly at it, you'll lose it right away. You have to look off to the side and you'll pick it up again.
In your peripheral vision. So I mean, here's the thing. Jersey, I mean, okay, granted, it's not necessarily above name a town, a Fort Lee or a congested area. But why is it these drones? No one can find out their origins. I mean, they're always out at night apparently for obvious reasons. Well, I don't know. They could be up in the daytime. But how are these people or entities getting away with this without anyone seeing them set this up? Because to set up a drone, first of all, a drone of that size, they're saying they're as big as an SUV, Mike. I mean, that means that must have a lot of battery power to get that up in the air to defy gravity, but it can't stay up there for more than 20 minutes at a time, right?
Well, no, not necessarily. You got some of these bigger drones that have bigger batteries that are going to have longer lifespans, and they do have them, and I mean, they're using them right now in Ukraine. So when you, and there's something I left out here. This is not the first time this is happening. This has been happening in Colorado, but it didn't get the press coverage. If you wanted to get press coverage,
East Coast.
Think about this for 1 second.
Right.
You would fly these things over the most populated state in the union. The most densely populated state in the union is, guess what? New Jersey.
That's right.
You want to get attention? Fly them over here for a month. And this has been happening for a month, but it failed to make the national news cycle until about this week. We've been reporting on these things for 2 weeks because it's local to us.
Right.
I don't spend a lot of time on it. But the governor comes out and says, we know nothing about this. This is Governor Murphy.
Yeah.
And then he says, but it's not a threat. You contradicted yourself in the same statement. I'm telling you, there is something nefarious, but it's not a foreign entity. This is. I thought this was military exercises until the military came out and said they know nothing about it. If they wanted to squash this, and it was a military exercise, all they had to say was, we're doing operations, we're going to be flying patterns. It would have quelled everybody. Everybody would have shut up about it. But they came out and said they know nothing about this. If that's true, this has got to be a public entity who's trying to get attention here. And I'm telling you right now, the way the Congress is reacting. I looked up some companies today. We're going to talk about it tonight. I know you don't have much time, but we put some puzzle pieces together, and I think we kind of figured out who the culprits are.
Okay, I gotta ask. I mean, you can't set it up that. Is it Grumman? Is it Boeing? I mean, can you give us an indication, Mike?
There's some robotics companies that have been working with the FAA trying to get contracts. If you listen to the Congress people talk about this, I think they inadvertently leaked some of that out today, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So I wouldn't worry if I were people in New Jersey. I hear that now they're in New York and of course Philly, but it's centralized to New Jersey. I wouldn't worry so much about these things.
Right.
But when you have a congressman go on national TV and
that's
say
incredible.
They need to shoot them down,
right.
That's going to make everybody in New Jersey go out and get their rifles and start taking pot shots.
And again, we mentioned it earlier.
Want that.
Orson Welles, or should I say, he did the radio version of Jules Verne's War of the Worlds, takes place in Jersey. So there's some fiction association to that. So because they look obviously like they're from out of this world, but you're saying these are man-made, and someone's trying to make a statement with all of this. Kind of like how Luigi Mangione made a statement in Midtown Manhattan last Wednesday.
You want my prediction? I think the drones are going to disappear pretty quickly because it's got the attention, but it's going to want to make Congress act right now. And when they act right now, you saw what happened during COVID. When they act when they don't have any information, you see money go in directions that nobody ever expected.
Right.
In the fog of war, you'll figure out 5 years from now when they do an audit, where the money went. But this, I'm telling you, it makes total sense. We talked about this all day. I've been prepping with Mike Calderese on this. We went through footage. We've been looking at things. We've seen him here personally.
Right.
And once Van Drew came out, if you watch Jeff Van Drew's testimony, he leaked a couple things today. I think they're being used as pawns right now because they have no idea what's going on. So they're out there saying, we need to do something right now. And then you all know what happens when that starts.
I guess so. Okay, so two mics live tonight on Rumble, but you can also see your show on other platforms because I watch you on Facebook. What other area, where could we see Two Mics live tonight at 7 o'clock, Mike?
Rumble's the best spot. Facebook sometimes takes it down. We got
Really?
banned on YouTube already.